Hello, excuse me, and welcome to Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. Well, as you can tell by my appearance and my voice, I haven't been sleeping very well, which means I haven't been coping with Donald very well. And I admit to that. But it's not like something where I sit up nights and go, oh my God, he's deporting citizens into jails in El Salvador. I don't sit up night and think that. But it's in my blood. I realize what the country has lost. I realize what I've lost. And it bothers me. And it keeps me from sleeping. And I am so glad to be retired now. If I had to go to work today and deal with people that are griping about petty problems, I think I'd lose it. I think I would lose it, excuse me. That's called scratching an itch on your nose, not on camera. So I'm lucky. I can go and take a nap, which I know I'll wind up doing for sure. As long as it's not noisy outside and it's very quiet today. Nobody is working on the lawns or anything. It's Good Friday. So to all the practicing Christians out there, you don't want to say happy Good Friday, but respectful Good Friday to you. And happy Easter later on. I want to talk about something about stocks today, and this is I'm very lucky in that area. There are hurts that are coming down the road for me financially, etc., which we're all going to face. But up to this point, I haven't really lost anything in stocks since January. I haven't suffered any pain to my retirement income. I haven't lost my job. I don't have a family to feed that I'm scared of not being able to do it. So, in those ways, I definitely am more fortunate than most people right now. But along with many other people, the thing that I have lost is I've lost the ideals and values that I had, the pride that I had in this country. Those are the kind of things that I've been struggling with. And I'm sure the financial will be down the road too. It has to be. And one of the reasons it has to be is because since Donald Trump was inaugurated, the dollar has gone down 10%. I don't know if that's escaped most of you, but that's what's happened. So what that means is if you do, I don't know who's thinking about going on vacation right now, but if somebody was going on vacation to another country, when they change the money, they're going to get 10% less than they would have in January of the other currency. You're losing purchasing power. Also, it means that when goods are imported into the United States, and I'm not talking tariffs here, I'm talking about the value of the dollar, they're going to be more expensive. And then when you put the tariff on top of that, that makes it even more expensive. That's going to be a problem for a lot of people. I live alone. I don't have to. I remember when I was a child, I would be like, Dad, I only want this kind of cereal. If he had come home with store brand cereal, I would have flipped. And, so I can understand how kids are. It must have killed him to buy that cereal sometimes. But he did it because he loved me. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. So it's easier for me. And yet it's still not going to be easy. I can imagine how other people have it. I want to go over something about the stock market that seems to bother me sometimes. That's the mantra that I keep hearing over and over. To hold on to your stocks, it's only losses if you sell. If I never really understood that, and it made more sense before now. Because, yeah, the market always recovers. You get stocks at a cheaper price. Stocks are on sale, etc., etc. But this is not those times. This is very different because we have a different philosophy coming out of the White House. A very different philosophy. You know, all this would clear up if the president came out and said there's going to be no tariffs. Actually, it still wouldn't bring us back to where we were before. Our standing in the world is definitely eroded. The trust level just isn't there from other countries anymore. But we're focusing right now on it's only losses if you sell. I mean, let's just say there's stock A that you're invested in, and it's gone down. And there's stock B. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to be able to nap as much as I can today because I'm retired. I have nowhere to go. I'm so happy. But stock B you actually like more. Stock B is something that you consider less frightening as stock A. Stock results, and most people agree on this, are based on risk reward, and they tell you that your risks should be much less than your potential reward. Like the reward should be a 3-to-1 ratio or a 5-to-1 ratio. When you have a stock that's down and you're just going to hope on a wing and a prayer that it goes back up without even having a thought of why it would go back up, that's kind of a 1-to-1 risk reward, and that's way too low. This could be a time where you could sell and then take the amount of money that you have left. If your money went from $10,000 to $8,000, then buy $8,000 of stock B. The one that you think is better anyway. That's a better value. That has better future possibilities. I would take the loss in stock A if you hate stock A now and go to stock B. It's that simple. Now, you can't really do that in a retirement account because if the market changed a lot in a couple of days, well, then you could lose. On a recent Monday, or a terrible, terrible Monday, retirement accounts reported that there were the 5th highest levels of sales ever out of retirement accounts. Now, in a retirement account, you usually cannot reinvest the money until the trade closes officially and clears. That could take 2 days, 3 days, 1 day, whatever it is. And if stock B, the one that you wanted, went up in price over that time, You'd be like, oh man, I sold stock A to get stock B at this price, and now it's gone up, and you know, so you could lose out. The retirement accounts fifth highest sells ever on that worst stock market day that we've had this year. Um, that's very sad because sorry about that. That's my wonderful phone. It's you have to be more flexible than that if you're going to try to do something like that. But also, you can also look at it as in, let's say I want to buy stock A back if it drops more. Well, that turns out to actually be a savings for you. If stock A was 250, it went down to 200, and you sell and you take the loss. If it were to go down the same percentage again to 160, you could buy it back and say, well, I didn't lose that money between 200 and 160. Actually, you could buy back more shares. And then if it goes back to 250, there's your profit right there. So, without getting too much into numbers, I'm going to end it there. Again, I'm sorry about my appearance and my voice. I try to cope with Donald, but this week I haven't been doing it very well. And it's not because of personal loss. Again, it's because of the ideals and values seemingly slipping away from a country that I grew up in and believed in. Some people have different ideas and different values, and they're probably happy, I guess. So I'm going to make another equally somber video after this on a different subject. And you all take care. And again, have a very respectful, somber Good Friday and happy Easter.